Evet arkadaşlar, seminerler serimizin, yaz okulu seminerler serimizin 6.sını başlatıyoruz. Bu seminerde MLADENOV bize Conceptualizing ve Method of Conceptualizing konusunda bilgi verecek. Yoğun bir çalışma olacak. Şimdi kendisini davet ediyorum. Buyurun, please. MLADENOV.
Give me the pointer, please.
Okay.
Thanks.
Broadcasting continue.
I understand. But where is it? It doesn't move.
Doesn't move. Pointer'ı hareket etmiyor. He called the officer.
Back. So if possible, back. I don't know where to point it.
Henüz pointer için gelebilir misin? Pointer hareket ettiremiyoruz. Hocam alıcısını takmamız mı? Alıcısı. İşte.
Back to the.
Nereye takacağız?
So how do we know that? We don't.
Nereye takacağız? Yarın rektör gelecek seninle dinlemeye.
Kaç gibi hocam?
Saat 2'de. Tamam. Yarın.
Back. The very beginning. The very beginning. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. One, two. Erdem. Here. One, two. Okay. So, half of the seminar is already passed. Half. And this was the critical half. Everybody who is staying still, congratulate to you. You will be the one who will get something from this seminar, because I didn't know it will be so difficult to survive in this hot weather. People do not like to stay when it is hot. So that's why I usually try to pick up some very interesting cases and examples, but we cannot postpone the main topic forever. And the main topic of the seminar was conceptualization. What do we mean by conceptualizing? I think we overcame the most difficult part. You are not scared that I can point to you and say, Aiden, come over here. You're not scared anymore, and that's important. That is very important. The important thing of talking on a difficult subject like Charles Peirce's philosophy is to dare to talk about Charles Peirce's philosophy, just to dare. Not to be scared and say, oh, I hope he is not pointing at me. That's absolutely wrong. You should ask him, me, teacher. I would like to go in front of it and say even stupid things. Or naive things, they are not stupid. I explained to you generally what pragmatism is. Pragmatism is the philosophy of movement. Everything is moving, and we try to grasp the philosophy of movement. Meaning that if you don't do anything, we will not succeed. You should do something, meaning you should be here or you should be there and I answer my questions. Anyway, what is conceptualization? We advanced enough that now, at this moment, I can give you several possible synonyms of the conceptualization. First synonym, what we have already outlined of, concepts, and from their conceptualization, the most important one. Once we have concept about something, this means that we know the meaning of this thing. You see that I am not saying equal. They are not equal. Concepts and meaning are not equal. But once you have a concept, you can go to the meaning. Generally, concept means establishing a line of knowing. In other words, a relation. If you be able to establish a relation between the object you want to know and other objects, or between the object you want to know and you yourself, you have done the first line, and this first line leads towards concepts. Meaning is something less than a concept. Conceptions or concepts, let's say so, are the frames of meaning. The frames of meaning. The frames of meaning. So concepts lead towards meaning. How? There are three categories in Charles Peirce which we talked about already. Firstness is for itself. Firstness is as it is. A quality of feeling. That is the definition of category firstness. And we have seen on the video, this silent video where there was no sound, feeling, quality of feeling should be when the conductor comes and stays. This is already something which will follow. We have ground. We will have ground and we will move toward a sign. Or, and this is also important, we can see the conductor as a sign of something which will this sign produce. And now I want to tell you that one of the good things about pragmatism is that it is a positional philosophy. You can change your position and say, okay, the conductor is here, I know something will follow. This is the ground. We don't know what, but we know that it follows. Or I know perfectly well that it will be Beethoven or Mozart, and I see the conductor as a sign of a musical piece of Mozart or Beethoven. Sign already. Anyway, so concepts are preparation for meaning. Firstness in Peirce, firstness is the quality of feeling. We only guess. It is not a concept, not a concept. Secondness and plus thirdness are concepts. Secondness is a concept of reality, and thirdness is concept of whatever type of interpretation of this reality. Only firstness, and you should remember this from the Pythagoreans, are simple and one for itself. One for itself. Secondness means that we experience a brute reaction, like the hand of your arm and the hand of the sheriff when you just committed a crime and the sheriff puts his arm on your shoulder, meaning the sheriff caught you. And at that moment, this is brute reality. You still don't realize it. You are not aware of what will follow. But brute reality says, caught. You're caught. Or in the balloon, the piercing sound which you hear suddenly when you were in the balloon in the night, flying calmly in the quietude, in the night, over the sea. And suddenly this piercing sound. You don't yet realize it. You're not aware what this sound is about. But brute reality is the clash between this terrible sound and the balloon. Meaning between because we are thinking not about this metaphor or this comparison, but we are thinking about thoughts, and thoughts are in consciousness. So the first type of consciousness is firstness. Secondness, okay, secondness is this brutal clash between firstness and secondness. You are still not thinking, only experiencing that something happened. And thirdness, you're thinking. You're making hypotheses, or you're seeing what will happen, or you're very sad that you're going down, or you're preparing how to signal alarm and some ship comes to catch you up. This is thirdness, secondness, income. Now, what is important, from here on, we are going to make the conclusion. Peirce's categories are very similar to conceptions. He himself called them universal conceptions. The firstness is the simplest conception. Secondness and thirdness are more complex conceptions. But yes, Peirce calls his categories conceptions. Conceptions.
But we say that firstness isn't a concept.
That's what I said. Firstness is the simplest thing which is not related. So it is not the conception. It's the beginning of the cognitive act. The beginning. Conceptions are secondness and thirdness. And we know only when those categories are acting together, and they always act together, there is not such a thing which you can see in the real life as firstness for itself. Neither there is such a thing as you can say this is secondness. This is secondness. No, the moment you think it is secondness, there is something in your head, in your consciousness, which says, but it is also this, and also this means thirdness. Or this example, which I am giving to you very many times, redness. No one can imagine what redness is. It's an abstract name, too abstract. In the moment of which you visualize redness, it takes shape, or it takes a particular nuance. Everything which is particular is already not firstness, it is secondness. So whenever you say firstness, you think of secondness, of thirdness, and so on. Firstness is the only one among the three categories which is unmediated. Secondness and thirdness are mediated categories. They have something else which they are related to, and thirdness have many more things. Thirdness is actually in between firstness and secondness. Thirdness is mediating, and if there is a mediation, there is a meaning. Meaning means mediation. That is generally the philosophy of conception, and the method of conceptualizing is that having in mind all these theoretical predispositions, we can try to conceptualize a lot of things which are much more general than what I described. But we start from the very beginning, very simple, and we go to more general. I have an example which I like very much. You probably know that Plato's dialogues. In Cratylus, there is a part in the dialogue Cratylus which all Latin Greek philosophers whose specialty is antique Greek, advise the student, skip it. It's very boring. There are pages and pages where Plato explains where the roots of the names are coming from. And suddenly, some people have discovered, and I was among these happy, lucky people, have discovered the genetics of the word anthropos. Anthropos. I'm going to show it, but up to now only from here. Anthropos meaning man. Anthropos. Do you know what anthropos meant at the very beginning? At the very beginning, in this dialogue, Cratius from Plato, it turned out that anthropos means a creature which observes what he sees, what he analyzes. A creature which observes, a whole sentence. A anthropos, probably I will show it to you. A whole sentence is at the very beginning, which means anthropos. But we are moving from very complex things to less and less complex, or from not so abstract to more and more abstract. This is a general movement of the humankind. We are moving like this, from more detailed to less detailed, to more and more abstractions. Like, you know what it is, the war, battle between whatever, a lot of details. However, if you play a war in the computer, there are points, there are many symbols and signs which say I win, you win, whatever. So we symbolize more and more generally, meaning we conceptualize, and finally we have just to push the keys, and that's war. Is this the war? Probably. But I like that most war in the world be like this one. So anyway, anthropos meant a creature which analyzes with his or her eyes. And from this long sentence, via the process which we call in linguistics contamination, they compressed, everything was compressed to just one word, but this one word has the beginning, the original beginning a, and then tropos sees whatever at certain places and analyzes. And from this big sentence, now we have just one word. That's interesting. That is telling you what is to conceptualize in general. We try, like in the categories, to make bigger and bigger abstraction and to express ourselves more and more in symbols and signs which are concise. Up to here, you have any questions? Can somebody, one of you, if you wish, make a resume of what I did say up to now in Turkish? I'm going to ask you, Aydin, and you, I already asked you, then tomorrow, to make a resume of everything we did up to now. Short resumes for the rector. The rector will be here, and you will come in front of everybody and make short resumes of what we did up to now. This is much more important than me to show what I have, what am I doing. Who cares? They are not going to take me, or except for dishwasher. So what is important what you have learned up to now. So would you do it?
I will do my best.
Great. Yes, I talked to him already. This will be 3-4 minutes, but I would like that never mind what they have learned, to tell to everybody that we are doing this or that. And this is my seminar. These are members of the seminar.
Tomorrow, 4th days, one person, for example, Aydin, the first day seminars make resume. Second day, Erdem make a resume. Third day, for example, Bekir, bugünün özetini sen yapabilir misin?
No, Bekir was not here one day, so...
Today.
For today.
I think
He doesn't need
I don't need day by day. No, no.
Sen yapabilir misin?
No, I don't need really day by day. Just
Very,
very short, very short to resume for me
O zaman ikiniz şey yapın. Birbiriniz.
to resume the main issues, because it is difficult topic, I know.
Yes.
But if they show that they have grasped what we were talking about, that will be enough.
Okay.
And the rector will be interested in this, I'm sure.
Aydın ve Erdem.
Yes. I know that they can do it. So this is the first possibility to train for tomorrow, if you wish. What did I say up to now?
We are always going back. So actually.
No. Talk in Turkish. Tomorrow you okay?
I'm not sure if I understood well. So
but that's
I
good.
To speak English.
So
I think we talked about categories again, firstness, secondness, and
Mhm.
thirdness.
But from the point of view,
Yeah, we started by concepts, but first we need to know meaning and thinking again, or perception, understanding. So it's about Peirce categories, firstness, secondness, and thirdness. Concepts are related to meaning, but that doesn't mean it is meaning. It is a frame for meaning.
Exactly.
Concepts. So
We cannot have meaning just sprang out of nothingness. We have to have concept of something in order to have mediation. Conceptions is frame between something and something, and then in between we have meaning. That's it.
Beginning of the concepts, we can combine it with firstness. There is nothing, just one for it.
Right.
Just it is. And then secondness, I'm confused here.
Okay.
Realite. Realite mi diyeceğiz? Secondness, realite. Yani orada tam olarak hani hangi aşamada ona geçmiş oluyoruz?
Realite
Yani.
aşaması. Birincisinde şey dedik, quest, tahmin, beginning. Firstness,
Gerçekleşme, deneyimleme.
secondness, reality, thirdness, conception.
Evet.
Üçüncü gerçekliğin yorumu, üçüncü
Everybody can talk, please. Everybody.
Evet.
I have this.
Yani o zaman düşünme yine kendi yarattığımız gerçeklik olacak. Ne kişiden kişiye.
Evet.
Purpose oraya olacak.
Here is something which is synthesizing what we are talking about. Conceptualism, a general definition. Conceptualism is a way of talking about many things in one. Words, terms, ideas, categories. So conceptions is the broadest thing which embraces all these others. Conceptualism is, and in the first window on the right, you can read what it is. In order to do that, we consider objects. This is object, this is object, everything is object. To have particulars. Particulars, this is abstraction for small details. Particulars, qualities, characteristics. In common. So if you read only the left side, conceptualism is a way of talking about many things in one. In order to do that, we consider objects to have particulars, qualities, characters in common. And then we ask, how common? Is common real or is mental construct or it's a fiction? And here is, believe it or not, centuries of debate. Whether conceptions are real meaning, we will see what real, or they are fictional. Is it mankind something which is real? Mankind, general talk about all people. Is it real or it is not real? Is it just
They are real. They were real.
real? You said,
I think not.
okay. And say what? Why?
Potentially.
This is centuries. Again, these are century old question. Antisthenes is a philosopher who is contemporary of Socrates. Socrates said that they are real and that we have mankind real because we take it to be real and we understand what it is, so this is real. And he said when you say horse, this is any horse, but horseness, which generalizes all horses is the word, is also real. And then Antisthenes says, okay, Socrates, but I see horse, a particular horse, but I don't see horseness, something which belongs to every horse in the world. And Plato taught him that this is because you missed your hat. You don't have a cat to catch what it is. Since these arguments, the philosophers from the very beginning divide into two great groups of category: nominalists and realists. Nomina, from name, nominalists think that each thing is real only it is individual. Tuna is real because I see him, it's tuna. But there is not such a thing as tunasness, like it belongs to all human being in the world. These are nominalists, it's just tuna. And realists say, wow, that's absolutely wrong. Tuna, I know many people who share qualities of tuna and they are real, so we can generalize and say humanity or human being.
Probably real.
You're probably real. That's exactly the answer we need at the end. You're most probably real and really existing. There is another line to prove that something between a nominalist and realist, and this is exactly existence. And that's why Peirce, at the end of his life, invented his existential graphs, meaning in existence, reality is proving itself. Here is the shortly, conceptualism is about universals. Universals, humanity, humankind, animality, whatever is one general thing. About universals and particulars. You don't need this theory of tropes, that's something else. And Antisthenes said to Plato, I can see the horse, Plato, but not horseness. I can see the individual object, but I can't see the universal. We talked about this just now. But why am I sitting here? In the center of this, here are the definition of universals and particulars, and I beg you to remember universals and particulars. People who believe that the universals are real are what?
There are tons of chairs, and when we see this, we say this is change.
Yes.
This is inside of the universe, inside of the planet of Earth, inside of the Turkey, inside of blah blah blah, and we say it's chair.
So are there, according to you, only individual chair and not general.
Chairness.
Yeah, not chairness.
When we say something, this is chair, we have already started to say, we deleted the chairness
Okay.
when we say this is chair.
Mhm. Even when you say chair, you not say that you mean necessary just this chair. Is that true? If we are outside and we say chair and you have not a chair in front of you, shall we other people understand what you are talking about?
Probably yes.
Probably. Of course we will understand.
In the context.
Even without context. Chair. Everybody knows what chair is. Except, again, the example from the person in the jungle. They do not sit on the chair, and I know many examples about people from somewhere in Asia. When they go to European schools, they don't know how to behave. What is chair? They feel uncomfortable sitting on the chair. Looking at the teacher in front of them, they used to sit in a circle, and so on and so forth. Here is the one thing which I told you from Cratylus. The name Anthropos was once a sentence and is now a noun, one word. Describing that among all animals, this one is able to investigate, to research surrounding world by using his eyes. So, the sentence, as I told you, was like this. A creature which investigates by seeing. A whole sentence. If you wanted to point to or to say that somebody is a human, you have to use a whole sentence. And with the time, slow by slow, it squeezed and started to a word. Did I do this? Okay. Yes, there is also between nominalism and realism a third scholarship line, which is exactly conceptualism, and the father of conceptualism is Peter Abelard. But these are people which are extreme conceptualists. They think that everything is conceptions, only conceptions. John Duns Scotus are somebody which we will not going into now. It's too much. Universals and individuation, we already have said this. John Scotus, it's interesting, John Duns Scott invented the word reality in contemporary sense. Reality is manifesting itself. And here is the divining place. Somebody are talking about reality as it does not need a proof, and the other prove the reality by its existing. Yeah, Peirce said hoarseness is just hoarseness. And here is also something interesting. Thomas Aquino is gives us a very good example. Tuna, please listen. Tuna, please listen to this, because well, everything is which we are saying now is. But what is? I did know. I don't do anything. It moves from itself. Conceptualizing, instrumentalize. That's what I wanted to say. It was dangerous question until very recently to ask, what is God? What is God? Because probably you know that everyone who starts to describe God cuts qualities from the describing. Even when the person who says God is omnipotent, omnipotent, this is Latin for most powerful. Okay, so this means that he's omnipotent, but he might be sometimes not potent. If someone uses only nice words about God, it is still acceptable that these words are nice, but not everything they consist, everything in the word which can be said. Once you say something, even generalizing, you cut from the image of God something else. So instead of this, does God exist? John Duns Scotus decided to modify the question, and he asked a very cleverly question. Is there among the existing things an unlimited one? This is the question which is pure concept. He just represents a concept which has thousand billions endless answers, and these millions unlimited number of answers in Latin or in English is exactly what a concept means. It opens up a fan for all kinds of possibilities.
Is there something instead of existing?
Hmm?
Is there something instead of existing?
Is there something which
Is instead of existing?
existing I can hear, but before
Instead
what?
of.
Hmm?
Instead of.
Still existing. Yes.
Instead of existing.
Hmm?
Is
That's what
instead.
Instead, instead
Of existing.
is this something?
Something instead
Let me see if I understand.
Yani soru buna varıyor mu?
Is say it again, the same question. Now I know what you mean. You have said instead.
Is there something instead of existing? The question is the question asking the same question, right?
Among the existing things, an unlimited one.
What does referring to saying an unlimited one? What is the meaning of unlimited one?
What is existing things which because if you cannot say anything about the size of God or the reach of God or whatever of the God. You only can say that he or she it is existing unlimitedly, like Socrates says about the soul. Where is the soul in the body? And he says nowhere and everywhere in the body. This was the exercise of the philosopher to find the way to talk about God. So they one of the way was cataphatic talking, which only positive things were saying, and apophatic only negative. But still, it's not enough. And so, if you use this instead of definition, you look at what it is. It's a question. Instead of giving a definition, he is giving a question to you. He is stating question. If you have found something which is unlimited extension, you will find the answer about God. So, of course, we are coming again to the question, why do we need all this? And here is the answer. This is the economy of thought. I'm sorry. Instead to using many sentences, we are using something which is less. Seeing and understanding. I would recommend this book on science. And here in the book, there is an essay written by Tom Sebeok. And I'm going to tell you something about the essay right now. I think it's a good time to have an extensive example of how can we use the conceptions. Tom Sebeok was the person who, a very influential person actually. He was a kind of a promoter of semiotics worldwide. He's the guy who introduced Umberto Eco to Charles Peirce's philosophy. Unfortunately, it looks like for Umberto Eco was a little bit over time, a little bit too late to get acquainted with Peirce's philosophy, although he became so fascinated that he spent his entire grant. He was 9 months in Bloomington reading Peirce. However, he did not understand too much. When he went back to Bologna, he created a small institute like our institute for studying pragmatism. And he asked people from all over the world to come and explain pragmatism and explain to him pragmatism, including Giovanni Maddalena advised Umberto Eco about Charles Peirce's philosophy. So Tom Sebeok have invited me. I was with Tom Sebeok and I spent 2 years with Tom Sebeok in the United States. And he's a very open and unconditional person. He liked to communicate with people, not as a biggest professor at that time, but just like that. And several people, we were invited by him in a restaurant, like we are doing this almost every day, and we talked. And he said that he is going to tell us a story, and that this story has been published in this book, in this compilation of work on science, and it is called Pandora's Box, or How to Communicate 10,000 Years from Now. How to communicate 10,000 years from now. Would you please translate this title of the article, 10,000 years from now, in Turkish? How to communicate 10,000 years from now.
10 bin yıl önce nasıl iletişim kuruyorduk?
Okay, thank you. What was the heart of the story? The heart of the story was the following. One night, late in the night, Umberto Eco received a call at his home and said, are you Umberto Eco, Tom Sebeok? Are you Tom Sebeok? Yes, I am. Please wait at your home. In an hour, somebody will come to take you, and don't ask any questions. Federal agents. And they introduce themselves, federal agents. So at 2-3 o'clock in the night, several black cars stopped and opened, and Tom Sebeok got into the car, and they headed somewhere without him to know where. The windows were black, so he couldn't see anything. After several hours drive, he has found himself in a bunker somewhere deep under the earth, along with 30 other scholars from all around the world. And there was a guy from the government, from the American government, who says, you have a task to solve. You will stay here as long as you wish, but let's say 3 weeks. And your task is, we have to figure out how to signalize how to signal that you should not, nobody should not dig up in the earth at certain place because it is deadly danger. They wanted to put to grave, to make something like a grave for nuclear wastes. And you know that they are dangerous. They irradiate things, and they irradiate things for many hundred, many thousand years, 10,000 years, let's say, at least. And people who are going around should not dig at this place because they can find the nuclear waste and become infected and die. So this was the task. Tom Seebeek was a semiotician, but there were physicians, chemists, any kind of scholars.
So they want to communicate with when they
10,000 years from this day. So people, there are many people who said, so in 10,000 years there could be another civilization here, not human civilization. They said, yes, still. Why should they die? Nobody should dig up here because it's really deadly dangerous. How shall we signalize it? And now I'm brainwashing you. How? This is a debate which usually in my seminars I used to ask, and sometimes we have really very interesting answers. I probably told you that I used to teach at quite interesting places. One of these places was somewhere in a small city in Norway, where the participants were sea captains, priests, nurses, because there was a nursing school, whatever else, eccentric people, mystics, whoever. And I asked the question, and the first answer was, bass voice. Who cares? Let them die. But out of this, I'm brainwashing you. How shall we signalize deadly place, don't dig up?
We are in the future and
No, in the moment. Don't dig this, but so that even 10,000 years from now, nobody should do that. 10,000 years from now, nobody would do this.
we are going to send a message to the past.
To the past?
Future.
To the future or to the past? Okay. Anyway.
Whatever you say, it's not my saying.
Birileri yeri kazıyormuş yerin altında. Yeri kazarlarsa ölecekler mi sanırım? Nükleer atıklar varmış. Onu
Kalmayın diye ne kadar gelecek
10.000 yıl sonrası için
Önceki
uyarı yapması.
Dolayısıyla gelecektekiler birbirine bakıp 10 bin önce nasıl anlaşıyorlardı meselesi.
geleceği nasıl
İlk başta
Uyarı veririz.
evet.
o değil mi? 10 bin
Don't look at each other. Just think. We are thinking about, you already know what conceptualism is, what conceptions are. You can use conceptions. You can use whatever you wish. So first and foremost, don't go with color. Usually, people say yellow signalizes danger. Not at all.
You can give a skeleton. Some bones.
How long will stay this skeleton? How long? Not
You can find
not
some
10,000 years.
fossils,
Not 10,000 years. Don't go by.
You can find dinosaurs also. So it's possible.
Mesaj verdim.
Birileri yeri kazıyor.
But
Kazarlarsa
dinosaurs doesn't mean anything.
kazmaları için
Bad.
sinyal
You
gönderiyor.
can find the
Nasıl
bones.
olsa
But why should this be bad? And why should this signalize don't dig here? Why? If there is dinosaurs bones, okay, dinosaurs had died long
Why
ago.
they died, okay.
Do you know there's a thing that we sent to the space, Voyager 1. You know
You always say past. This is not past. This is future.
it's not about past.
Huh?
It's not about past.
Yeah. It's about the future.
We sent the Voyager 1 to the space.
Mhm.
There's a plaque, a golden plaque. There are something that we have written down to the plaque,
Mhm.
which is like an atom, like the
And so we
body
suggest.
of the human, like
We believe that these guys who find it understand human language.
no, but it would be like a clue
Yeah.
for them.
If they are clever,
There's
they can help
you
you.
you have said that us before 2 days ago.
Mhm.
Is there something clue that we have catch up? We can understand the
Right.
full context
That's
of-
true.
because the skeleton refers to the other systems that we have on the body.
Mhm. Where to put this skeleton?
I don't know.
No. You said somewhere in the space.
I would like to say if we catch up something like a clue, we can understand all the context about
That is true, but okay, everybody knows this. Now make a suggestion. Everybody knows that it is like that. Make a suggestion. How to signalize? Please, whoever you are, humans or humanoids or even robots, don't dig here. It's very, very dangerous. It's deadly dangerous. 30 scholars from all over the world try to solve this task. Somewhere in the bunker under the white hole, they realized after that. So this was a task given by the government, American government, and Tom was one of them. Yes.
You have said to us there was a computer.
Mm.
I
In
don't
the
know your
jungle.
language. You don't know my language, but you draw to the computer flute, and I understand the flute when I saw it. Is it like that? Maybe, for example, it is danger,
Mhm.
and we know also the danger. What is the danger is? For example, the soba. Ne soba?
Stove.
Stone. Stone ne? Stove. If we touch the stove,
Aha.
it will be burned.
Yes, but we don't know this. We learn it. We were, as a small child,
10,000 years maybe. Maybe there is another civilization.
we what?
Another
Vücudumuz bile olmayabilir.
It's early to ask this question. Try to solve it.
Tamam da işte.
Bu dönem için kimyasal bir tehlike olduğunu gösteren evrensel işaret.
Evrensel ne?
Ama 10.000 yıl sonra işte o işaretler olmayabilir, o civilization olmayabilir diyorlar.
We need to use something that is not changing. Like molecules, like atoms. Hydrogen and oxygen is gathering together and something creating like a
I'm curious to see what these ladies are discussing. Very lively.
Today's science, she says. For example, don't do it.
Yes.
Science.
Sign.
Hiç tehlikesi hiç geçmeyen bir şeyi oraya bırakırlar.
İşte geçmeyen bir şey olmasın, değişmeyen bir şey olması lazım ki anlasınlar. Bir şey olacak ki o değişmeyecek.
Think. Don't look at me. Just think. I ask you. If I was asked, we were asked and we thought and we gave very reasonable answers at that time. Reasonable but not final. Huh? Again, Bekir, it is still early to ask me this. let the people strength, let them tortured, let them.
Niye oluyor diyoruz? Bırak yaşasınlar kaderleri.
I agree, but I don't understand.
Yani bırak biz nasıl
Why do we have to warn? They can die. It's not our business.
This is the guy from Norway who said, "Who cares? Who cares?" But imagine you are there. Imagine Tuna is there. Imagine Tuna is somewhere in the United.
Yani ya senin başına gelsin.
Zaman
O da benim kaderin nerede?
Taman. Imagine tuna is somewhere on a grant and stumble at this place. There could be any kind of wars, and if the place has a fence, they can storm the fence and destroy the fence.
Bu sorunun cevabı var mı?
But try to answer. Give some suggestions.
Is there an answer?
Hmm?
Is there an answer?
Bekir asked me from the very beginning, is there an answer? And I said, it's still early to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I want you to put some efforts on your brain,
Are we
because
getting closer?
no, you're not even close.
I would use small dose danger.
More what?
Small dose danger.
I cannot understand.
Small dose of danger.
Hmm?
Small dose
Of?
and little amount of danger
Uh-huh.
Tehlikeli
to
başka mı?
put there.
Small dose.
Yeah.
What is dose?
Lower dose.
Hayır.
You know, medicine.
Uh-huh.
One.
Like vaccine.
Uh-huh.
Ben de değerli bir şey.
And you believe that
Altın
in
olan-
1000 years it will still be there.
If the danger under the ground
Under the ground.
lives,
Yeah.
my small dose danger will be living too.
Not complete that. Hocam, not
I
complete.
didn't understand.
Maybe we can create a language which is not linear, like a
Uh-huh.
circular.
Okay.
Neydi? Filmden kopya çekmiş.
Tabii.
Neydi de?
And we are able to see the future and the past at the same time with this language.
Good luck with this new language.
Filmin adı neydi? Onu söyle.
Bilmiyorum.
Hayır,
Değil. Neydi?
Arrivals.
Arrival.
Movie.
Arrival.
Many interesting answer came up, by the way. The first group of answer was, but if somebody of you have something to say, I'm ready to. In the meantime, do you have something to say? You want to say a suggestion? If you have some suggestion, up to now, I'm ready to listen.
Var mı başka önerisi?
Ben altın bırakırım oraya. Ellemeyin burayı. Altını herkes aldıktan sonra zaten oradan uzaklaşır yani.
Daha var diye yazabilirlerdi.
Hayır, çuvalla üste bırakacağım abi. Altını şey yapmadan.
There is no suggestions.
Ha?
She will bring a gold.
A goat?
Gold.
Ama çuvalla.
Take
Gold will be always valuable.
Ah.
Çuvalı alıp kaçar ellemez.
Um, I think
Don't have any suggestions.
Şeyi biliyor musun? Şahmeran hikayesini. Balık kuyusunu şey yapıyor. Balık topluyor. En sonunda orada delik görüyor. Delikten kazmaya başlıyor. Ondan sonra yılanların şahmeranın ülkesine gidiyor. Meraktan dolayı.
İşte
Ama
onu
olursa-
engellemenin yolu. İşte orada ulaşıyor. Ulaşamasınlar diye ne yapacağız?
hocam renk bırakabiliriz ya. Renk, ışık. Bunlar değişmeyen şeyler ya. Hani ground.
Niye
They're going to bring a ground. They're not changing.
Which? Ground.
Ground.
But it is in the ground. Ah.
No, it's not the ground. Firstness. It's not changing.
Firstness is good. Good answer. Anyway, let me tell you, usually people all over the world start with color. As I said, color, yellow. Yellow, you know, there is the sign of nuclear danger is in yellow, and it's something like a ventilator or something. Something, whatever. But it turned out that somewhere in Africa, yellow color is for joy. It doesn't mean a danger, but it's joy. Then the other suggestions was black color, but then black color was a sign somewhere in Malaysia for wedding. So it's. I wanted to say that with color, no, nothing with color. Then people usually go with sounds, like some structure, some almost natural structure, like in the cliffs. Between stones, some stones will be put in such a way that the wind will produce sound. But how should we be sure that this is a sound of danger? We cannot be. And then, so all those people have proved everything. I am going to show you the suggestion of Tom Sebeok himself. It is in his book. There are layers of warnings. One layer is whatever, and he put any kind of signs which will signalize. This is very complicated thing. It was rejected.
Rejected?
Yes, and impossible. I don't know why.
İmkansızmış.
Yani kabul görmemiş.
Ha, tabii görmedim. Bilimsel mi değilmiş? Kanıtım yok.
Sonraki ortada.
No.
Isn't it proved hocam? Yani Professor.
Hmm?
Isn't it proved that's why they reject the
Because it's too complicated, and it's in such complication we cannot know how the brains of these new people works, whether they will make the connection between first layer of danger and second layer and third layer, and whether they will make this connection properly. No, this is something else. Here we are going, but we don't have time for this about the science.
No problem.
So they did not solve the problem. No answer to this question. The most reasonable answer was we should say from generation to generation, don't dig up here. However, the person say, okay, imagine the Third World War occurred, which is even now very probable. It is possible. Then the memory for this will get lost. It is impossible, even like this. No fence is possible. No structure. Yeah, because it's not eternal. It should be almost eternal. A sign which signifies something particular forever. It's almost impossible.
possible?
Yes.
Is there is something one possible like one context? One context. I mean,
Yes. Okay. You have a suggestion? Or you asking me?
yeah,
You are asking me.
yeah.
And my answer is their answer. It's impossible. All these 30 people could not solve the question. And again, I would like to ask to show you, if you wish to read about this. There is the book of Tom Sebeok. Which is actually this is not by Tom Sebeok but by Marshall Blonsky. Here, Pandora's. It is somewhere part 3. In part 3, you will find it.
Yes.
Did you see it? Pandora's box, or how and why to communicate 10,000 years from now in the future. Page 448. Did you find it? Did you see it? Did you read it?
Yes.
Ah, okay. So this is the book
What was the name of the book?
Huh?
What was the name of
On some.
on science. This is the cover of the book. Marshall Blonsky. Probably is not. It's difficult to find it. Okay, but you can find it. Yes. So Why am I showing you this? Because solving such kind of problem would mean conceptualizing the problem. We have to create a concept how to communicate 10,000 years from now. Probably one day we will see how, but how to communicate 10,000 years from now, telling just one thing, dangerous. I think here is the clue for not being possible at all to find an answer. Maybe, like you said, we may create new languages, new apparatus, whatever, new instruments, but how to say danger, 10,000, the concept of danger are changing. That is, and they are very changeable. What was danger 500 years from now, before, is not now, completely not now. So how can we see what will be dangerous 10,000 years from now in the future? That is absolutely out of our mind. And you have to know that our mind has limitations. Who is the most famous author who wrote about limits of our minds? Who? Limits of our mind. That this guy has wrote books and books and books about limits of our minds. Very famous guy. His name is Immanuel Kant. He wrote about critique of pure reason, three critics of practical reason and critique of reason itself. He says that we are limited, even in our mind. We are limited. And this is beyond the borders of our mind. We cannot solve it. The other person who created a wonderful, most beautiful sentence about the limitation of our reason is Wittgenstein, who at the end of his famous Tractatus Logicus Philosophicus said, for the things which we cannot talk about, we should pass silently. We should not talk about them because we can't. He thought that our language consists of limit terms and words, and the way we understand the language is even smaller. We compare words and we contradict words and we squeeze meaning. This is not very complicated, he says, and we can squeeze just few meanings, not that many. And he says that's because our language is limit. And he also produced another beautiful sentence. The limits of my language is the limits of my world. Yes, you know it. So Kant, Wittgenstein, they believe that we are limited. Peirce believed that we have potentiality to go beyond this. By this, his term, which is also a conception, is about unlimited semiosis. Unlimited. This is unlimited. We are constantly producing science, interpreting, producing, interpreting, and this is an endlessly go process or chain. However, he doesn't claim we can solve any problem in the world. No, we can't. For example, we cannot go on endlessly today. Thank you.
Is it finished?
We are finished, but we can stay endlessly if you have questions or if you want to discuss something. I am here. I only have to, because we have broadcasting, we can.
Stop.
We stop. Yes. You can talk.
alıyoruz. Başlıklandırıyoruz. İlerlemeyi